Hey everybody, welcome to Backroads Metal Detecting. So it is a beautiful fall day here in southeast Minnesota, and I've got about an hour before a meeting this evening, so I'm out to a location that I suspect there is a cellar hole, but I have not had a chance to get back out here until now. I was here very early spring and very late last fall. The ground was far too frozen, but I found part of an oil lamp and a couple other pieces dating back to in the 1800s. So I'm back today. The brush is still very thick, but you might be able to see, I know it's going to be hard to tell here, but this is what I believe is a cellar hole behind me. I don't think that's where a tree would have fallen down, where the trunk would have been exposed. It's just far too large for that, and I'm finding things either in or very close to that, and a lot of iron. So I've got my first couple of targets here. Let me show you what we found so far. So, absolutely gorgeous day back here in this section of woods. I am running the XP ORX with the high frequency coil. I have made some changes to it. I've created my own program here, 5, and switched the frequency up to 31.3 kilohertz to see if that might be able to sniff out some of the items that I've missed here before. And sensitivity up to, I believe, 95 is what I've got it set at. So the hole just in front of where the coil is here, I just pulled this shotgun stamp. Again, these are great for getting an idea of when someone might have been here. The Nitro Express 16 gauge shotgun shells were made from 1934 to 1944. So less than 5 or 6 feet away. Second hole. I think I know what this might be. Again, there's a lot of trash here, but this is not looking like it's something that is broken off. And I am right. So this is part of a knife. So we can get it in the sun here so you can see it a little bit better. There's not going to be anything on here that gives me an idea of how old this is, but I like finding these. Nevertheless, it is a little piece of history. Someone used this a very long time ago while they were out here and dropped it or discarded it, and it sat here all this time for me to find. This is an area that I know was used for hunting alongside a creek. There was a working farm nearby here. Again, I believe that this is cellar hole. It could be just a small structure, but clearly there were people here. And I know that there's a path that would have gone just downhill from here, across the creek and up the other side to the other part of the working farm that once stood here. So I'm going to head back and forth on this little chunk of property, see what might turn up that I have missed before now that the ground is thawed, and the brush is a little bit thinner, although I am getting stuck by thorns quite a bit. So I might be able to find. And just a few minutes later, a little bit closer to the creek, another shotgun stamp. Remington UMC arrow number 16, number 12. These are made from, I forget, 1911 to 1942 or so. So you might not be able to see actually how thick it is in here, but it is extremely thick with brush. Almost to the small creek that runs through here, just maybe 15 or 20 feet away. Digging some iffy signals just to see what evidence I might have of people having been here. And this popped up. Looks to be a buckle. It could be a large pant buckle, but I'm guessing not. Probably horse tacked by kind of how thick the leather strap would have had to have been there. But definitely more evidence of people having been here in a hunter, have done work back here. So moving on. So the farther away I get from what I suspect was a cellar hole, the quieter it is, the more trash I'm finding out here, just alongside the creek that runs along here. Another not necessarily exciting find, but this was at least 9 inches down. Find these all the time on properties like this mason jar lid, which means that someone was out here. So I just could not deal with crawling between all of the thorn bushes and everything back and forth in here anymore. So I came out just along the trail to the outside of the woods here, and maybe 5-6 inches down. Another very common find. These are everywhere. You don't necessarily have to be in the middle of the woods to find these. This is an area where this was wooded, was a field, and now is open. I'll have to clean this up and see how old it might be, but see if we might be able to pull a few more of these before I get out of here for the day. So another shotgun shell stamp just along the trail here, behind where I suspected that structure was. Winchester repeater number 12. These are made from 1901 until 1920. So just another piece of evidence verifying that there definitely was human activity back in here. Like I said, walking back and forth through all that brush and the thorns and the burdocks, I'm worn out. I'm tired. You may have noticed the headphones I'm currently using are wired. The ones for the XP ORX were on back order. They should be delivered at some point later on this afternoon, so I'll be excited to get those paired to the detector and get out where I'm not really quite so tied to it and won't get caught up when I'm out in an area like this. I've got all my finds laid out. Nothing really exciting today, but again, it did verify exactly what I was looking for. Let me show you what we've got. So, beautiful location. Few very simple finds, nothing extraordinary. Didn't show all of the things that I dug today. The buckle, probably a piece of horse tack, bunch of shotgun shells. That's not all of them. They all range from about 1900 to most of them 1920, up until the early 1930s. What I didn't show was this piece toward the front here. Not exactly positive what that is. It does look like a small, the bottom part to a horse stirrup. I could be wrong, but the side pieces that would have bent around up toward the top obviously have been broken off. And then the knife that I found right away. So what I was looking for was evidence of someone who's been here before me in an area that I was certain was a cellar hole. And that is exactly what I found today. Again, nothing spectacular, but really what I was looking for. This is a very, very normal, average day out here in the woods. So it's time to hike back out of here. I do have a meeting to get ready for in a little bit. I have joined the Stewartville Area Historical Society, and I'm taking some of the finds from kind of a unique partnership I've got with the city in a couple of locations to see what history I might dig up here locally, and some interesting finds from over the last few weeks at area farms. So I'll be sharing those with our meeting tonight with those that are in attendance. The foundation, the group really has not met for several years now, so we are looking to get things started up again, and I'm hoping that a little bit of actual history that they can hold and touch and see might get some excitement going this evening. As always, thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon.